today?
I'm good. How are
I'm
you?
good. So why don't we tell the viewers a little bit about who Tasha is?
My name is Tasha. I am a recovering addict. I work for Mirror Reflections as a person centered case manager. That's a big job.
Yes, it is.
We do so much for that company and those
Yes.
clients, and it's just amazing work that we do for them.
Right. So let's get a little bit of backstory. Who is Tasha? Well, are you a recovering addict as well?
I am. This November 23rd, I have 9 years sober.
Yes.
I'm so excited for that. That's a big thing. I never thought I would even make it a year. So making it 9 years is a huge milestone.
Yes, it is.
Um,
Do you want to tell us a little bit how did getting clean look like to you? How did that happen?
it was a long process. It was a long process. In and out of jail, didn't have my oldest daughter at the time, and ended up getting pregnant with my youngest. And that just gave me my second chance to do things the right way and to get sober. And, waking up every day and looking at my kids, that's my saving grace.
And through your addiction, I know for me, I know this sometimes is a hard pill to swallow and tell other people, but I've said it a million times. I know that in my active addiction, at one point, my children weren't enough for me to get clean. It
Yeah.
just wasn't happening. And then eventually it was, I wanted to get clean, and so my children became that motivation to get clean and stay clean.
Yeah.
What did that is? Do you feel the same?
That's how it is, not my oldest, she got the brunt of the things. She had to deal with me not being there and not being a part of her life, and that broke me. And I think that dove me deeper into my addiction because I wasn't there for her, and that's just awful. That's awful to think, but when you're in that mind space, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It didn't matter.
Right.
So
And so how is that relationship now?
it's growing,
Yeah.
and it might not be the best, and it's still rough at times, and I'm sure she still has some resentment towards me, but I show up every day.
Oh yeah.
I am there every day, whether you like me or not.
Right. Right. And I think that's what matters, because what I have seen, and just with mending back the relationships with my children, is that what matters is that I'm there now.
Yeah.
And the thing is that time heals, and time gives that us time to show up and be present, because I know in the beginning for me, I could tell my children something and they didn't believe anything I said,
Yeah.
even though I was clean.
Yeah.
I had to show them, and I'm always a big person about your best apology is that changed behavior. And so it does. I believe that time does heal, and sometimes it's a little slower than what we want it to be, but it does heal things later.
I think that's part of being an addict. You want that instant gratification.
Right.
You want that, well, I've been sober. I've done that. So why don't people believe me? Why don't people
Right.
see that? But it's not instant for other people.
No.
It took months, years to get that way, and it's going to take those months and years to
Get it
turn back the time.
Right, right. And so, do you want to share anything else about like your backstory, or do you want to talk about what you do at Reflections?
Yeah, Reflections is a great place. I started with Mirror 2 years ago as a tech, and the tech is the backbone of the company.
Yes.
There would not be a Reflections without the techs
Right.
working, and that kind of gave me my chance to use my story to help the people that I work with, and to give hope to the clients that if I can get clean, you can get clean. And then I ended up being the lead tech, and that's when I met you. And that was very rewarding. I loved being the lead tech. And now I took some classes and got my certification as the person-centered case manager. And now I'm able to work closer, one-on-one with a client, find out what their needs are, what they need help with, their background story a little bit more, like what resources do I have that can set you up for a better future when you leave our facility.
And so what else does that entail? your job now?
We do assessments on the clients, and that kind of gives us the backstory of, where they came from, what their drug of choice was, what kind of situation are they in? Are they homeless? Are they in a bad home? That sort of thing. A lot of people, they just come in, no clothing, no IDs, no birth certificate. Like
get a
there's
lot of
there's
that.
nothing.
Right.
There's nothing. And so we can help. Let's start at square one. Let's get you some mail to get you an address.
Yes.
Because you don't have an address,
Right.
you can't get those simple things that we take for granted.
Right. And so, and we'll back up a little bit. So you want to tell our audience, like, what does a tech do at Reflections? What is a lead tech's position and job at the Reflections?
So as a tech, you do everything.
Yes.
From the time you walk in the door, you are running. What we have 50 some clients right now, and that's a lot of work. You got to wake them up, make sure they're at breakfast on time, make sure they're going to their groups. This client might need to wash clothes. You got to get the laundry pods. You got to hand out their medication. You got to get the papers printed out for group, get group going. You might have a client that's breaking down. Maybe they lost somebody close to them, and that's one of the worst days in the moment right there for them. And you have to talk to them and let them know that it's okay. You're in a good place. You're in a good place to process all those feelings and that emotion, and then get back on track for group.
Right.
So it's a long thing, and I think being a lead tech is exactly the same. But you have people, looking up to you,
Right.
to show them how to do their job correctly, and that we are here for these people at this time.
Right. So we're getting down to the wire. So is there, also we're ending the National Recovery Month, and so is there any message you want to give to people that are out there that are still suffering from the disease of addiction?
Just don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. I don't care if you have to try 6,000 times asking for help. Maybe it's that 6,001 time that is going to be it for you.
Right.
That's
We've seen that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm not for sure if I wasn't part of that 6,000 club.
Yeah.
Because over and over again, I wanted to stop. I didn't know how to. So I want to thank you very much for coming
having me.
on. Thank you for that. And we will be back with more of your hour. Stay tuned.